What's up, Aries? Okay, so for those that don't know, we start off with a card from the Herbal Astrology Oracle deck. This is by Adriana Yalas. What we do is we read the description and then we actually do the reading after. And the card for you is Babisana with the subtext of trust. Self-love, heart retrieval, ultimate state of receivership, gratitude, receptivity, compassion. In the Shipibo tradition, Babisana is a highly respected master teacher that contains a plethora of medicinal benefits for the body, mind, and spirit. Native to the Amazon basin, many call the herb Serenita or mermaid. Beautiful paintings found in the Amazon among shamans depict her as a goddess, a deeply creative feminine spirit who has masterful healing abilities. Serenita de los Rios assists us in healing wounds of the heart, past, relationships, grief, loss, sadness, abuse, melancholy. Babisana is often prescribed by a curandero or healer to heal wounds from childhood or for soul retrieval or to heal a stunted soul that left fragments of itself in a painful past. Whether used as a single plant during specific shamanic cleanses, dietas, or purification or spiritual awakening, or brewed as a tea, Babisana assists in deeply amplifying heart energy to experience the transcendent power of love, empathy, compassion, oneness, and freedom from pain. Babisana also grants the powers of expansive intuition and lucid dreaming. Many users, when ingesting Babisana through dietas or alongside other ceremonial brews, experience time differently, as if the barriers between waking life and dreaming get washed away. It is said that these transcendent experiences of love beyond space and time are what allows for miraculous heart healing. This is the guidance portion. Babisana's bright pink flowers bathe the energy body with the softness of light, awakening the inner pathways to unconditional self-love. Babisana reminds us that love is the highest state of receivership, reminding us not to forget the power of self-love. Babisana assists us in rediscovering forgotten places within ourselves, retrieving fragments of our heart seeking healing. Ask yourself, where in my heart's memory can I bring wholeness to? Babisana medicine is like that of whales and hummingbirds, the joyous record keepers of the sacred that assist us in assessing the reservoirs of the cosmic heart. Serenita is reminding you to pay close attention to the messages encoded in your dreams, synchronicities, and symbols that surround you right now. Through those doorways, you can further explore the great mystery of your heart's desire. Okay, there's a few things that I'm getting in terms of actually just looking at the description right here and understanding. One, I think this would feel like a time period for healing and really looking at what you kind of haven't cleared up. Now, I feel like there may be people who think of the idea of going back and healing and, you know, with kind of an air of, hey, I got more important things to do. And this concept of soul retrieval is important here because a lot of us may have to go through that particular process. And this is important particularly, I think, for the people who may want to bury this in other things that they are maybe more concerned about and more worried about at this particular moment. There's a very real understanding that we need to come to in terms of with our understanding of working without actually healing and going through the healing process. This is, I think, best really understood by just the idea of time itself, how time really flows, right? Let's say you get into a flow for maybe like let's say you're playing the game or doing something you really like to do, and you just lose sense of time in that place. This idea, what I want you guys to do is understand that this idea of soul retrieval and healing from the past in any way, it can make that more easily available to you when you have to, say for instance, do tangible things in the world of the 3D. So I don't want you to ignore that, right? There's you have to come to a certain respect with the actual world of the unseen to really help and assist in right here, right now. Very important. I think of I just thought of this idea of, for instance, one of a project I will say that I'm really working on right now is this idea of a physical place that is both a place that is just as impactful in the world of the 3D as it is in the world of the unseen. And that can only happen when I have that understanding and that respect for the world of the unseen, because the world of the 3D is, I mean, it's going to be hard to kind of ignore or disrespect that. But in terms of that place, that impact, I think a lot of people need to understand that there's a very real tangible benefit to having respect for that world of the unseen. And this idea of going back in the past and heart retrieval, it can be very hurtful. It can be, like, when I say hurtful, I really do mean, like, actually it does take a bit out of you in terms of actually going through and understanding and coming to terms with what happened. I do recommend for some people to literally have conversations with yourself, and this can be walking through the park, this can be walking while you're working out, or it doesn't really matter where, but have conversations out loud with yourself. And I think many of you may be surprised about what comes out and really what comes up in those particular circumstances. But this idea of trust, and you want to realize that there are pieces of you, and just like going back to that analogy earlier, the pieces of you that really pull you into that flow state, right? Let's use that. When you respect that, when that comes to be something that you have a deep respect and acknowledgement for, this is something that can help you. This is something that can really make you better in a lot of different ways in terms of your evaluation in the world of the 3D as well. And I think that's a very important message, and I don't want to even, like, I feel like the everything else is kind of dying away. It's just the idea of really wanting that to be more so the primary message and not to dilute that with anything else. When it does come to this idea of what you guys can do, how you guys can move forward. Really look at, I definitely do encourage you guys to look at your chart and understand your chart and understand your placements, right? So if you have a sun in Aries, understand what's next to your placement, and if you have a rising in Aries, and understand what else could be in your first house with your rising. But start to dig a little bit, and also start to look at your particular guiding figures as well. So like to say you have somebody that you really feel drawn to, look at your synastry. So this is going to require going honestly a bit deeper than a lot of people do. You should really be able to understand and interpret the circle chart, or not really should be able to, but that'll help a lot. But look at your synastry there, because you'll be surprised about how things can line up and the messages you may be getting from that. And with that being said, Aries, have a good week, and I'll see you next week.